Do you think that being single is a gift? Today, many people date in search for the right potential mate, which a lot of times isn't easy and is quite nerve-wracking. But Jesus saw being single as a gift. Let us read his words at Matthew 19, verses 10 through 12 to get more insight. The disciples said to him, If that is the situation of a man with his wife, it is not advisable to marry. He said to them, Not all men make room for the same, but only those who have the gift. For there are eunuchs who were born that way, and there are eunuchs who were made eunuchs by men. And there are eunuchs who have made themselves eunuchs on account of the kingdom of the heavens. Let the one who can make room for it, make room for it. So we see here, Jesus describes singleness as being a gift, and he uses illustrations of the eunuchs in the verse. Literal eunuchs were those who were born such a way because of a birth defect, or those who were made that way by accident or mutilation. However, there are also those who freely made themselves eunuchs. So in other words, these ones were eligible for marriage, but instead they exercised self-control and remained single on the account of the kingdom and the heavens. Instead of being in the rat race of trying to find the right mate, some have chosen to remain single in order to advance kingdom interests. Let's just be clear. By no means are we saying that it is an easy thing to do, but like Jesus said at Matthew 19 in the latter part of verse 12, let him that can make room for it, make room for it. So just like Jesus, these ones chose the state of singleness so they could devote themselves to the kingdom service. They were not born with the gift of singleness, nor granted the gift. They simply made room for the gift. They deliberately acquired the gift. The Apostle Paul further explained Christians married or single can serve God acceptably, but those single ones who are settled in their heart about their status do better. They do better because they can apply themselves to the Lord's service without the obligation of dividing their time and energy, pleasing or caring for their mate. To use an example, a young brother or sister may have set some spiritual goals for themselves, such as serving with RBC, Bethel service, pioneering, or serving where the need is greater. All these goals can be achieved while being married, but the single Christian is more flexible and only has to worry about themselves and not another person. So in essence, the single Christian has it easier and has less things to think about when trying to achieve these spiritual goals. Let us read Paul's words at 1 Corinthians chapter 7, and we're going to look at verses 32 to 38. Indeed, I want you to be free from anxiety. The unmarried man is anxious for the things of the Lord, how he may gain the Lord's approval. But the married man is anxious for the things of the world, how he may gain the approval of his wife, and he is divided. Further, the unmarried woman, as well as the virgin, is anxious for the things of the Lord, that she may be holy both in her body and in her spirit. However, the married woman is anxious for the things of the world, how she may gain the approval of her husband. But I am saying this for your personal advantage, not to restrict you, but to move you to what is appropriate and to constant devotion to the Lord without distraction. But if anyone thinks he is behaving improperly by remaining unmarried, and if he is past the bloom of youth, then this is what should take place. Let him do what he wants. He does not sin. Let them marry. But if anyone stands settled in his heart and has no necessity, but has authority over his own will, and has made the decision in his own heart to remain unmarried, he will do well. So also, whoever marries does well, but whoever does not marry will do better. So this verse helps us to see that it is a personal choice and decision to stay single or to get married. To conclude, the scriptures tell us that a Christian does not receive the gift of singleness in some mysterious way. Rather, he cultivates it by remaining unmarried so as to advance kingdom interests without distraction. So friends, if there are single ones in your congregation, you would do well to give us a pat on the back for encouragement.